Chapter 8, Human Health and Diseases. Health, for a long time, was considered as a state of body and mind where there was a balance of certain humors. This is what early Greeks like Hippocrates as well as Indian Ayurveda system of medicine asserted. It was thought that persons with black bile belong to hot personality. So we have to here understand that black bile means hot personality, and they would have fevers, and these all were told by early Greek thinkers like Hippocrates and Indian Ayurveda system. This idea was arrived by pure reflection thought. The discovery of blood circulation by William Harvey, so using experimental method, and demonstrated that normal body temperature in persons with black bile using thermometer disproved the good humor hypothesis of health. In later years, biology stated that mind influences through neural system and endocrine system. Our body, our immune system, and our immune system maintains our health. Hence, mind and mental state can affect our health. Of course, health is affected by genetic disorder, infection, and lifestyle. So here we have to know important points, that what is actually a health means. Okay, we have to know the definition of health, which is given in this para. Okay, and how it is affected also we have to study. Actually, it was the discovery of blood circulation. Who discovered the blood circulation? William Harvey. This is an important question. Using experimental methods like, okay, and demonstration of normal temperature in person with black bile. With what? With thermometer. He used thermometer in the people who are having black bile and disproved the good humor hypothesis. And in the later year, biology stated that like what is mean by health. Okay, and also the mechanism also very important, that mind influences, okay, the mind influences through neural system and endocrine system, our human system, sorry, our immune system, and that our immune system maintains our health. So first of all, what they have given here is mind. Mind influences our immune system, okay, neural system, and endocrine system. And all these together influences our health. And health can be affected by three things, that is genetic disorders, infection, and lifestyle. Genetic disorders, in the sense deficiency with which a child is born, and deficiencies or the defects which the child inherits from parent from birth. Genetic disorder means by birth, from birth. And infection, that can be that is spreadable, okay, which comes through uh, social means, and the lifestyle, that is including food and water we take inside. So if we take an contaminated water, we would get a disease. The term health is very frequently used by everybody. How do we define it? Health does not simply mean absence of disease or physical fitness. It could be defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. So, health is nothing but a state of complete well being, of physical, mental, and social well being. When people are healthy, they are more efficient at work, right? This increases the productivity and being and brings economic prosperity. Health also increases the longevity of people and reduces infant and maternal mortality. So if we are healthy, if we are healthy, we will be more efficient, right? Balanced diet, personal hygiene, regular exercise are very important to maintain good health. See, what are the requirements of good health? Requirements of good health are personal hygiene and regular exercise, right? Yoga has been practiced since time immortal to achieve physical and mental health. What is the purpose of yoga? Yoga is performed to be physically and mentally strong and healthy, right? Awareness about disease and their effect on different bodily functions, vaccination, immunization against infectious disease, proper disposal of waste, control of vectors, and maintenance of hygienic food and water resources are necessary for achieving good health. When the functioning of one or more organ system or systems of our body is adversely affected, characterized by various signs and symptoms, we say that we are not healthy, that we have a disease. So what is the meaning of a disease? Having a disease, something, the function of one or more organ system is affected. If functioning of the organs are affected, we can call it as a disease, and it is characterized by various signs and symptoms. So how can you identify a disease? We can identify a disease by checking what kind of signs does it have and the symptoms it has. We say, okay, disease can be broadly grouped into infectious and non-infectious. Disease which are easily transmitted from one person to another are called infectious disease, and this is a very very basic thing that you are learning from our lower classes. Infectious diseases are very common and vary, and every one of us suffer from these at some time or other. Some of the infectious diseases like AIDS are fatal. Among non-infectious diseases, cancer is the major cause of death. Drug and alcohol abuse also affect our health adversely. So, what is here AIDS are fatal mean? So, AIDS can also result in death. Okay, AIDS is also a disease which can result in death, and also there are some non-infectious disease also like cancer, and that also can cause death. And intake of alcohol or drug can also result in affecting our health adversely. So it also affects our health adversely. Now let's move on to the next topic: common disease in human. A wide range of organisms belong to bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, helminths, etc. Could cause disease in man. So, what causes disease in a human being? Bacteria, viruses, protozoa, helminths, all these can cause disease in a human being. Such diseases causing organisms are known as pathogens. What are pathogens? Pathogens are disease causing organisms. Most parasites are therefore pathogens, as they cause harm to the host by living in or on them. The pathogens can enter our body by various means, multiply and interfere with normal vital activities. So they can enter into our body, and they can multiply inside our body, and they can also interfere with our normal vital activities, resulting in morphological and functional damage. So what will happen if a pathogen comes and affects our normal vital activity? It will result in morphological or functional damage. Pathogens have to adapt life within the environment of the host. For example, pathogens can enter the gut. It must know a way of surviving in the stomach at low pH and resisting the various digestive enzymes. A few representative members from different groups of pathogenic organisms are discussed here, along with the disease caused by them. Preventive and control measures against these diseases in general are also briefly described. So here is the first disease. Note down everyone. Salmonella typhi. So the name of the disease is Salmonella typhi, and it's pathogenic bacterium. So typhi is caused by bacterium, which is known as typhoid, which causes typhoid. What is the causative agent of typhoid? It's a bacteria. So name of the bacteria is Salmonella typhi. So which it causes fever in human beings. These pathogens generally enter the small intestine. First they enter into the small intestine through food and water contaminated with them, and migrate to other organs through blood. They migrate to other organs through blood. Sustained high fever, that is from 39 to 40 degree, and weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache, loss of appetite are the common symptoms for this disease. Okay, are the symptoms for this disease. Intestinal perforation and death may occur in severe case. Intestinal perforation, okay, and death may also occur in severe cases. And the typhoid fever could be confirmed by a test known as Vidal test. Very important. This is a very, very important question which they can ask in Neet. Okay. And a classic case in medicine, that of Mary Mallon, nicknamed Typhoid Mary, is worth mentioning here. She was cook. She was a cook by profession, and she was a typhoid carrier. That's why we call her as Typhoid Mary, who continued to spread typhoid for several years through food she prepared. Okay, they are saying that here it's an this is an infectious disease. And it spreads through food. Then here let's summarize this. Salmonella typhi is a name of the bacterium which causes typhoid, and typhoid it's commonly noticed by having a fever in human beings, and pathogens generally enter the small intestine through food or the contaminated water with the help of and they go to the first they enter the small intestine, and they migrate to other organs through blood. And the common symptoms are sustained high fever 39 to 40 degrees C, weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache, and loss of appetite are the symptoms. And intestinal perforations, what is mean by intestinal perforation? It's a small hole in the stomach. And in the severe cases it may cause death also. Typhoid fever could be confirmed by the test called viral test. And Mary Malton, Typhoid Mary, she was a typhoid carrier who spreads typhoid by the food she prepares. Next, let's go to the next disease. This is also a disease which is caused by bacteria. It's none other than Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. And these both are bacteria, and both are responsible for the disease known as pneumonia. What is that? Actually, two bacteria is required for this disease. That is nothing but Streptococcus pneumonia and Haemophilus influenza. In humans, which infect the alveoli, air-filled sacs of lungs. As a result of the infection, the alveoli gets filled with a fluid. What gets filled? Alveoli gets filled with fluid, leading to the severe problems in respiration, which causes severe problem in respiration. The symptoms of the pneumonia includes fever, chills, cold, headache. The severe cases, the lips and fingernails may turn grey to bluish color. May turn grey. You know what's grey? Yeah. Grey to bluish color. A healthy person acquires the infection by inhaling droplets or aerosol released by an infected person, or even by sharing glasses and utensils with an infected person. And dysentery, plague, diphtheria, etc. are some of the other bacterial diseases in man. Now let's move to the virus. So let's summarize pneumonia. Pneumonia is also caused by bacteria, and its name is Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. And it causes pneumonia in humans, which infect the alveoli or the air-filled sacs of lungs. As a result, the alveoli gets filled with fluid, leading to severe problems in respiration. The symptoms of pneumonia includes fever, chills, cold, headache. Mainly highlight these points on your textbook. In severe cases, the lips, fingernails may turn gray to bluish color. A healthy person acquires the infection by inhaling the droplets or aerosol released by an infected person, or even by sharing their glasses or the utensils with an infected person. And dysentery, plague, diphtheria, etc. are some of the bacterial diseases in man. Okay, we have to note down these other diseases which are all caused by bacteria. We can just remember like DDP. Next, let's move to the viral diseases. Many viruses also causes diseases in human beings. Rhinovirus represents one of such groups of virus which causes one of the most infectious human ailments called common cold. So common cold is caused by the rhinovirus. They infect the nose, respiratory passage, but not lungs. So here by the name we can understand the rhinovirus means it infects only the nose and the respiratory passage but not the lungs. Common cold is characterized by nasal congestion in discharge, sore throat, hoarseness, cough, headache, tiredness, etc., which usually lasts for 3 to 7 days. What is the duration of a common cold? 3 to 7 days. Droplets resulting from cough or sneeze of an infected person are either inhaled directly or transmitted through contaminated objects. Droplets from a cough or sneeze from an infected person are either inhaled or directly transmitted through contaminated objects such as pens, books, cups, doorknobs, computer keyboards or mouse, etc. can cause the infection in a healthy person. Here they have told how it is transmitted, and here are the symptoms. Here they have told how it is transmitted. And here they have told the symptoms. Next, let's move to the next disease, which is caused by protozoa. Some of the human diseases are caused by protozoans. You might have learned about the malaria disease. A man has been fighting since many years. Plasmodium, a tiny protozoan, is responsible for this disease. Malaria is caused by the protozoa. Malaria is in protozoan disease, and it is caused by Plasmodium, a tiny protozoan. Name of the protozoan is a Plasmodium, responsible for this disease. Different species of Plasmodium P. vivax, nothing but the Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, Plasmodium falciparum are responsible for different types of malaria. Of these, malignant malaria caused by Plasmodium falciparum is the most serious and can even be fatal. So the name of the disease is malignant malaria, which is caused by the Plasmodium falciparum. It is the most serious and can be fatal. Let us take a glance at the life cycle of a Plasmodium. Here actually we are telling that which is the most dangerous malaria, and malaria is caused by these agents or these pathogens, name of the pathogens, and malaria is caused by protozoan, right? Let us take a glance at the life cycle of Plasmodium. Here we are going to study about the life cycle of the Plasmodium, and the Plasmodium enters the human body as a sporozoid. So first it enters as a it's an infectious form. Okay, first it enters in a sporozoid form through the bite of an infected female Anopheles mosquito, and this is from sporozoid. And how did this sporozoid enter our body? Through what? Through bite. Bite of what? Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito is a female. Okay, the parasite initially multiplies within the liver. Where does this parasite multiply? For the first time, the liver, and then attack the RBC, resulting in their rupture. The rupture of RBC associated with the release of toxic substance known as hemozoin. Okay, hemozoin is released when RBC is ruptured, which is responsible for the chill and high recurring fever every 3 to 4 days. When a female Anopheles mosquito bites an infected person, these parasites enter the mosquito's body. Okay, when a female Anopheles mosquito bites an infected person, these parasites enter the mosquito's body and undergo further development. Parasites multiply within them to form sporozoids. So the parasites multiply within them to form sporozoid and are stored in the salivary glands. When these mosquitoes bite humans, the sporozoids are introduced into his or her body, thereby initiating the events mentioned above. It is interesting to note that the malarial parasite requires two hosts. So only the malarial disease requires two hosts, human and the mosquito. Human and mosquitoes to complete its life cycle. The female Anopheles mosquitoes is the vector transmitting. Okay, it's a transmitting agent also. So Anopheles mosquito is an kind of a vector or the transmitting agent. So let us summarize this malaria. Malaria is an protozoan disease and caused by okay, malaria is a protozoan disease. It's caused by a plasmodium, and a tiny protozoan is responsible for this disease. Different species of plasmodium are known as the plasmodium vivax, plasmodium malaria, plasmodium falciparum are responsible for different type of malaria. Of this malignant virus is very dangerous and can also be fatal. Plasmodium falciparum. The malaria which is caused by the plasmodium falciparum is known as the malignant malaria. Okay, let us take a glance of a life cycle of a plasmodium. Okay, actually the plasmodium enters in the form of a sporozoid, as we have mentioned over here. Okay, sporozoid form, and it's an infectious form which comes from the bite of an Anopheles mosquito. And again, what happens when another mosquito bites the human being? This is a human, this is mosquito. Again, if an mosquito bites the infected person, IP infected person, again it goes inside the body of the mosquito, and again it reproduces, and then it also results in the formation of sporozoid. And when it is bite by another human being, okay, when it bites another human being, the infection is transmitted, enter into a human body as sporozoid. It is an infectious form through the bite of infected female Anopheles mosquitoes. The parasite initially multiply within the liver cells. As the sporozoid enter the human being, it goes and travel into the blood. It goes and travel into the blood, and it reaches the liver, and where what happens? It gets multiplied, gets multiplied over there within the liver cells and attack the RBC, resulting in the rupture of RBC associated with the toxic see. As it gets multiplied, what happens? It goes and attacks the RBC, and then as it attacks the RBC, what happens? There is a release of a toxic substance known as hemozoin. What's that? Hemozoin, which is responsible for the chill and high fever recurring every 3 to 4 days. Female mosquitoes, female Anopheles mosquitoes bites an infected person. These parasites enter the mosquito's body and undergo further development. The parasite multiply within them to form the sporozoite and are stored in their salivary glands. So here you have to be clear that here we are talking about the salivary glands of the mosquito. When these mosquitoes bite a human, the sporozoids are introduced into his or her body. Okay, by this way the malaria gets transmitted. That's okay, but malaria is the only one disease where 2 hosts are required. And here the female Anopheles also works as a vector transmitter agent also. And here is a cycle which they have given. So it's a very important thing to study. Just what I have taught in the above passage, the same thing will be present over here. Just look a glance at this. Next disease name is Entamoeba histolytica. Is a protozoan. Next also a protozoan parasite. Okay, second protozoan disease. In a large, okay, they infect the large intestine. And can you all remember that which disease affects the small intestine? As you saw in the above case. Yeah, Salmonella typhi. Here they have given pathogens generally enter the small intestine through food. Next, this is the large intestine. Please don't confuse, children. It infects the large intestine of human, which causes entamoebiasis, amoebic dysentery. Entamoeba histolytica causes entamoebiasis, and that is commonly called as amoebic dysentery. Symptoms of these diseases include constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, stools with excess mucus, blood clots. Houseflies act as mechanical carriers and serve to transmit the parasite from feces of infected person to food and food products, thereby contaminating them. Drinking water and food contaminated by fecal matter are the main source of infection. So this is a small thing which they are talking about Entamoeba histolytica, and Entamoeba histolytica is an protozoan parasite, and it is okay. It mainly acts on the large intestine of a human being, and which causes amoebiasis. Amoebiasis is an amoebic dysentery. Symptoms of this disease include constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, stools, and stools with excess mucus, and blood clots. Houseflies acts as in mechanical carriers and serve to transmit the parasite from fecal to the infected person. Food products and thereby contaminating them. Drinking water and food contaminated by the fecal matter and are the main sources of infection. And let's move on to the next disease. That's nothing but Ascaris, a common roundworm or Volcheria, the filarial worm. Are some of the helminthids which are known to be pathogenic to man. Ascaris is an intestinal parasite, causes ascariasis. Symptoms of these disease include internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia, and blockage of intestinal passage. The egg of the parasite are excreted along with the feces of the infected person with contaminated soil, water, plants, etc. A healthy person acquires this infection through contaminated water, vegetables, fruits, etc. This is a very easy and important disease to learn. Okay. Ascaris is in common round. It's like Ascaris is a common roundworm. What is a normal roundworm name? So it's nothing but the Ascaris and Volcheria. Other filarial worm are some of the helminthids which are known to be pathogenic to man. Ascaris is an intestinal parasite, causes Ascaris. Symptoms of these are the internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia, blockage of the intestinal passage, and eggs of these parasites are excreted along with the feces of the infected person with a contaminated soil, water, plants, etc. A healthy person acquires these infection through the contaminated water, vegetables, fruits, etc. Now let's move on to the Volcheria. Volcheria bancrofti, Volcheria malayi are the causative agents of them. So two causative agents for them. The filarial worm causes a slowly developing chronic inflammation of the organs which they live for many years, usually the lymphatic vessel of the lower limb, and the disease is called the elephantiasis or filariasis. Okay, so from here on you all have to know what is the causative agent for the elephantiasis. Elephantiasis is caused by the Volcheria and elephantiasis or filariasis. The genital organs are also affected, resulting in gross deformities. The pathogens are transmitted to a healthy person through a bite by the female mosquito vector. So, mosquito acts as a vector in two cases, where this is the first, okay, as of now, this is the first case, and in the malaria also it acts as vector. Okay, here in the second case. Next, let's move to the fungi. Okay, the fungi which causes the disease. Many fungi belong to the genera Microsporum, Trichophyton, Microsporum and Trichophyton, Epidermophyton, Microsporum, Trichophyton are the nothing but fungi, are responsible for ringworms. Okay, So what is the shortcut for this? Shortcut for this is MET. Okay, for the fungi, I'm giving you a shortcut known as MET. M for microsporum, E for epidermophyton, T for trichophyton are responsible for the ringworm, which is one of the most common infection disease in man. Appearance of dry, scaly lesions on various parts of the body such as skin, nails and scalp are the main symptoms of disease. Here the scaly lesions means the part where it is already affected, in that place it will be very scaly lesions will be formed. It will be so dry, okay, on various parts of the body such as skin, nails and scalp are the main symptoms of this disease. The name of the disease is nothing but ringworm, right? These lesions are accompanied by intense itching, and these lesions, okay, because of these lesions itching will be formed, and the heat and moisture help these fungi to grow. What helps these fungi to grow? The heat and the moisture. Heat and moisture help these fungi to grow, which makes them thrive in the skin folds such as those in the gorion or in between the toe. So where mostly these ringworms will be formed in gorion or in between the toes, these fungi will be formed, and it will cause itching, and also appearance of dry and scaly lesions also will be formed. Ringworms are generally acquired from soil or by using the towels, cloths or even comb of infected individuals. These are the means of the transmission of the disease. What are the means of transmission of these disease? Are nothing but from by the soil or the towels or the cloths or the comb which was used by the infected person, or the other causing agents for this disease. Maintenance of personal and public hygiene is very important for prevention and control of many infectious diseases. Measures for personal hygiene includes keeping the body clean, consumption of clean and drinking water, food, vegetables, food, etc. Public hygiene includes proper disposal of waste and excreta, proper disposal, okay, periodic cleaning and disinfection of water reservoir, pools, cesspools and tanks, and observing standard practices of hygiene in public catering. These measures are particularly essential where the infectious agents are transmitted through food and water, such as typhoid, amoebiasis, ascariasis. In case of airborne diseases such as pneumonia, common cold, in addition, the above measures close contact with the infected person or their belongings should be avoided. For disease such as malaria, filariasis that are transmitted through the insect vectors, the most important measure is to control eliminate the vectors and their breeding places. This can be achieved by avoiding the stagnation of water around the residential area. Regular cleaning of household coolers, use of mosquito nets, introducing fishes like Gambusia, very important, note down this, Gambusia in ponds that feed on mosquitoes, larvae, spraying of insecticides in ditches, draining areas as swamps, etc. In addition, doors, windows should be provided with a wire mesh to prevent the entry of mosquito. Such precautions have become all the more important, especially in the light of recent widespread incidents of vector-borne disease through what? Aedes mosquitoes. Diseases like dengue, chikungunya in many parts of India. So here in this very important topic over here is we have to note down the important points just like this. Okay. How certain disease can be avoided. Okay, and the very important thing is um, adding the fishes like or the introducing the fishes like gambesia in ponds. Okay, and then that will feed on the mosquitoes larvae, so the population of the mosquito or the Aedes mosquitoes will be reduced. The advancements made in the biological science have armed us to effectively deal with many infectious diseases. The use of vaccines and immunization programs have enabled us to completely eradicate a deadly disease like smallpox. Okay, with the use of this, what we can do is we can completely eradicate a deadly disease called smallpox with help of many immunization programs. A large number of other infectious diseases like polio, diphtheria, pneumonia, tetanus have been controlled to a large extent by the use of vaccines. So yeah, now there's a question. Are vaccines um, they have discovered for diphtheria, pneumonia, tetanus? Yes, the answer is yes for this question. Biotechnology, okay, about which you will read more in the chapter 12, is at the verge of making the availability or the available newer and safer vaccine. Discovery of antibiotics and various other drugs has also enabled us to effectively treat the infectious disease.